Hey guys, it's been about a year since I released my very first video on YouTube, and I wanted to do an episode to kind of give an update on what Simply Rent It is doing, what I do, and who I do it for. And so if you have been following my journey for the whole year on YouTube, thank you so much for your support. And you can probably tell I've become a lot more comfortable on camera. I think that is probably the case for anyone who starts their own channel. I also wanted to say, if you have just stumbled across this channel or my website and you'd like some more information about what I do, then this is the episode for you. So please make sure you stay tuned. My name is Mandy, spelled with 2 E's, and I like to start every video with that, so that way you know how to find me, because there aren't very many Mandys out there spelled with 2 E's. I found my dream job about 7 years ago, and I have been loving every minute since. I've always been interested in the show HGTV and how each home is unique and different in and of itself. And I am also a Iowa State alumni student who graduated with a bachelor's degree in communication studies, and I think that this really helps in the field that I'm in currently, because if you are in the rental industry, you know that you can't have a great experience without good communication, and I like to reiterate that in several of my videos. So if you've been watching along the way, you may have heard me say that before. I came into the job market after graduating from Iowa State in what most people like to call the housing crash, and that didn't fare well for many of the people who graduated along with me. I actually had one of my very first interviews out of college at a real estate office here in Ames, and although it was so enticing to go out and get your real estate license, I decided to take the safe route and get a reliable job that I knew would have steady income. Most people think that it's really easy to get your real estate license, and it's fast and simple, which I guess you can say it is, but it's also costly. So if you're not doing real estate and sales as your full-time position, as your full-time occupancy, most people find it's not worth it and end up dropping their license. It does cost, I would say, quite a bit to get started right away if you don't have the funds. And for me, just coming out of college, I did not. So I started my employment history as an insurance agent, and I got my personal lines insurance license through Nationwide Insurance in Des Moines. And I did that for a couple years, and I commuted back and forth from Ames, but I was really looking for something a little closer to Ames and a little more in the industry of what I really had always been interested in, which, as you can tell, is property management or investment properties. It actually ended up not being a real estate agent, even though I ended up getting my real estate license, and I've had that for the past 6-7 years. This past year, I did go out and get my broker's license as a real estate agent, so that way I could start my own business and be my own boss and help all of you out there in the world with your investment properties. So there's just a little bit of background about me and what and where I came from, I guess, and how I got started in this industry. I believe it's true when they say it takes a long time to learn a new trade. And boy, have I learned a lot of tips and tricks along the way in property management, and I am so thankful to have that knowledge now to be able to share with you. Throughout the past 6 years when I was working property management full-time, I had the opportunity to manage around 700 units, and they varied in properties. No two properties were the same because I was working with lots of different owners. No two owners are really the same either. Everybody has different expectations about what is required for the care of their property, and that's to be expected. Also, I've worked alongside different tenants along the way and different types of properties. So I've worked with low income properties all the way up to what people like to call executive homes. And there are lots of different types of tenants to fill those along the way. I've seen what can happen when you don't do your due diligence in conducting a background check to get a good tenant in your property. You want to make sure that that person is able to afford to pay the rent for you every month, so you don't have to worry about collecting that. Someone that's going to take care of your property and not destroy it. They should be someone that cares for the home like it's their own. And I've seen a number of different types of scenarios where tenants check out and they leave a bunch of their stuff behind and the property is destroyed. I've worked with evictions, and I have also been a part of good outcomes where tenants leave the property in immaculate, sometimes even better condition than when they got it, and they take care of the property like it's their own. They care for it, and those are the type of tenants that I think every investor would love to have, no matter what. So no two tenants are the same, but we always strive to find the best ones for you. While working with so many different landlord investors, I saw a need for rental consulting in this community. If you're a landlord investor and you hire a property management company, the only way it really works out well is if you completely trust the company and you hand over your property and you let them do what they say they're going to do in their contract with you. And I know that that's really hard to do because the property is your baby, it's your investment, it's making you money. And so it's sometimes really hard to stay out of situations where maintenance is needed, or stay out of the everyday happenings of property management. And I really just saw a need after talking with so many individuals of people who would prefer to manage their own properties, and they just needed a little extra assistance filling their vacancies. And so that, my friends, is exactly where I come in. I am here to help you as a landlord fill your vacancies. I understand the process and the struggle about getting the property up for rent on multiple different websites and knowing which website produces the best results. I understand the frustration of having to repost your property on several different websites with pictures and descriptions and going through all the motions to get that done. It can be very time consuming. I also understand the process of setting up a showing and how difficult it can be sometimes to get a showing set up that works with your schedule and the potential new tenant's schedule. And I'm here to help take that time from you and give it to you back. I'm here to help take that off of your plate. I understand that each day your property is vacant, that's money that you're losing. It is my goal and my desire to fill your property with a quality tenant as quickly as possible for you. I have experience with showings, and I understand and know which questions to really ask to get to the bottom of what the person is really looking for, so it can help them see that the place that they're looking for is what will really meet their needs. I also understand how meeting a new person that you don't know can be awkward sometimes, and you just want to turn the lights on, let them walk through, let them leave, and contact you if you're interested. But that is not a great way to conduct a showing, and it won't produce fast results for you either. It's really important to communicate with them and make a connection so you can understand their wants and needs, and you're treating it as though your property is like a property that's for sale. You really need to understand their wants and needs to be able to get them to see that your property is the best one for them. So as your rental consultant, I will assist in filling your vacancy by advertising with photos that I provide, video tours, which is really important in today's times, vetting potential tenants for you by conducting a full background check and communicating with you what those background checks look like. I'll also provide you a lease if needed, and I'll communicate the whole process along the way. So there are 3 major things that I will help you do as your rental consultant. And the first one, and the most important one, I believe, is to get your valuable time back in your life so you can do what matters most to you. And I'll do this by taking care of the initial steps to get your property rented. You won't have to worry about answering phone calls, texts, or direct messages. You won't have to worry about setting up a schedule for you to do showings that match the other person's schedule as well. And I'll even provide a professional sign for your property if you'd like. The second thing that I'll help you do is to gain knowledge along the way. I am constantly online paying attention to what the rental market is doing. So I'll be able to provide you my best personal, professional opinion about what you can get for rent on your property. And I can give you a range of low, medium, high, where I think realistically you should be in the market to get your property rented in a timely manner, but also get you the income that you're needing as well. And if there is something that we need to do to the property in order to get the income that you need, I'll be sure to point things out along the way that will help assist you in that as well. And the third thing that I'll help you do is to obtain a good quality tenant. And I will do this by conducting a full background check of the tenant and communicating with you along the way. The background check includes a criminal history report, a credit report. I also check their prior rental references and their employment or income verification. It's important to know that they are able to have enough income to live comfortably and pay your bills on time. And finally, once your tenant is approved, has gone through the process, I'll take care of the move-in process for you as well. I'll help collect the deposit and provide them the keys and their final lease, and then I will turn everything back over to you. If all of that sounds like a little too much of what I've just explained and you're looking for assistance but not that much assistance, I have more of an a la carte option available for you, where if you're wanting to maintain the control over your marketing, that's totally fine, and you just need some help with showings, I can assist with just the showings. And in that situation, you would just pass along any leads you get to me, and I would work with the person to set up a showing. I'd communicate with you what I found about the person and pass them back along to you. Or on the other hand, maybe you're somebody that just needs help with marketing and you're totally fine doing the showings yourself. I have an a la carte option for that as well. So if you'd just like some additional assistance with marketing your property online with photos or even a video tour, if you're just looking for a video tour, I would be happy to assist in that instance. And if you're someone watching who's thinking about getting started or just getting started and you need some assistance getting your feet off the ground, so to say, with getting your property going on the rental market, I have plenty of experience helping owners get started. And if you're renting in the city of Ames, you'll need to make sure you register your property as a rental, and that includes going through a city inspection. And I used to conduct city inspections for all the properties that we managed in my prior position and my prior job. And so I have a very good relationship with the inspectors here in town, and I know what their requirements are. I could probably tell you them in my sleep. So if you are wanting to make sure that you have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed, so to say, and you want to make sure your property is getting off to the right foot and getting started, I can help with the inspection process. I can help you walk through the property and give you an opinion on a market analysis of where your property should be listed for rent with the market rate that's currently happening. And I can provide you some photos if you'd like, or video tour as well, as mentioned before. So that package is a little different, but if you wanted to move forward with the total package, I'd be happy to assist in doing that also. I am currently servicing landlords in the Story County area. I have recently listed properties in Ames, Story County, Roland, and the Nevada area so far. I, of course, have experience listing properties in several other cities in the past, as I serviced properties that were within an hour's reach of Ames. And with 700 units and all different types of landlords, I was all over the place. So my main focus right now is in the Story County area, and I would be happy to assist you if you have a property in the area and you're looking for additional help. Because I work with so many different landlords in towns, I typically have a list of people on a waiting list at my exposure that are looking for places to rent. And so if you sign up with me, I'm sometimes able to just go to that list and get your property rented before we even have to put it up for rent. Or, I can get all of this stuff ready for rent, but I'll reach out to those individuals and see if they're interested. And sometimes it just happens in a snap. I also have experience working with several different professional vendors in the area. So if you're someone who's needing some assistance finding a professional to do some maintenance work on your investment property, need some help locating one, feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to assist you in providing a few different professional vendors that may be able to help you with your needs. You can rest easy when you hire me as your rental consultant. I am professionally licensed as a real estate broker in the state of Iowa, which means I understand the fair housing laws. You don't want to hire just anyone to come along and conduct a showing and say the wrong thing, and then you end up in a lawsuit. So you can rest easy knowing that I won't be saying any wrong things because I understand the fair housing laws and how they work, and I have experience with several different types of showing. I make it a priority to get things started off on the right foot right away with your tenant, to give them the expectations of what they can expect and how to pay rent, how to communicate with you, where they should look in case of an emergency. I'll gather all of that information from you so that way things get started off right and they aren't left in the where do I go from here? I strive to keep you up to date on progress with your property by checking in with you at least once a week. I will also update you with any applicants that come through and communicate with you about the application process so we're both on the same page with that. Most of all, I strive to provide you valuable time back in your life and to make this process a little easier for you. Maybe this is the one part of the process that you really just dislike to do, and this is something that I absolutely love to do. So I cannot wait to partner with you. If you are looking for additional help, please feel free to reach out to me through a phone call, a text, an email, or a direct message. You can even leave a comment on this video and I will be sure to respond to you. So thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Hope you gain some insight about what Simply Rentit does and what I can do for you. And again, I am very excited to meet you and your property and help you in any way possible. So thank you for watching. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I post new videos every Friday, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.